Hello and welcome back to the ESL ESEA Pro League. We are going into another show from SK. We saw them just get absolutely trounced by TSM. I think there's no other way to say it. 16-4 was the final result there. She's Laura, I'm Alex, and we are going to be going into our second game. It's this time over on Inferno, and we are going to be seeing a little bit more from NiP as well.
And I'm so excited because we know that Freiburg does enjoy playing with the normal M4 anyway, and we're going to see the Julies probably, I can imagine, would get right something he was known for. And there we go, they're already back out. That's what I wanted to see. So they are on the CT side. You guys saw the knife round going down, and I don't think we need to introduce these two teams. You know who they are by now, but this one is going straight live.
Give us get right. Yeah, there we go.
Give us get right. And actually, he's in a great place here. A lot of SK are still around that second mid, and they're going to be going right in towards him if they push through towards those apps.
Yep, so of course with the new patch changes, we did see a little bit of a tweaking towards using the Julies, a increase in their range through their modifier, and oh damn, looks like Good Forest has done a good pick up there. It's taken down Freeze over towards T-Ramp, expecting another challenge to come, but not two of them. He's going to back away, and he's actually quite fortunate to get away with almost all of his health. In the meantime, Get Right is still sticking around towards apps.
I love these guns. They're very unique.
Yes, unique.
All right, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. And it doesn't go very well. All right, Config, way to ruin our hopes and dreams. But SK do take over the site. They plow through it. They've got control. And even though Forest was the single man towards B after they did pick up the kill towards Exist, this should be a fairly comfortable round here coming out for SK. They shouldn't really lose players here, but Forest renowned for this pistol ability. Looking for an opportunity to maybe pluck the head off of someone's shoulders. There's one. That's Sandon gone. Beautiful work already. There's two. Forrest's not going to make any more of that, but he's always a dangerous player when he's last alive here.
Truly a scary presence on any map when he has a pistol in his hands. Now, though, it does look like NiP are going to be going into the second round for a vengeance, picking up the pretty much 5-7s across the board. 2 CZs is a very hard...
Are you okay?
Have I got a speech jammer on?
2
75s. Yeah, four doesn't exist. Picking up that CZ, and we're going to be seeing rather deep smoke actually thrown out towards Banana.
Well, it's more to bring him in close and just give the chance for Freiburg to get up a little closer and just kind of have that 5-7 or CZ at perfect range to be using. You can just spam that one away. So, SK going to be slowed down a little here. We're seeing Get Right and Freiburg over towards B. Forest, Alu, and Exist holding towards A. And SK are stacking up towards Banana, and there is still a little bit of utility there. Get Right does have a flash that could be put out on Freiburg. If he gets the information here, this could be perfect. Let's see. Molotov comes out, not going to Freiburg's position. They're going to check this one, but there's a flash on the first. He does take down Cadian. Can there be any more? He's got the tag, not the frag. Sandon gets through. But Get Right does have the armor here as well, so they've kind of gotten fairly invested into this round.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid start as well from the CT side, and it does look like SK are starting to consider a real commitment towards B.
And if they do, there's 4 players of NiP here, bearing in mind, and if they get wind of that, they can be getting the hell out of there, and there we go. They are going on the rotate, smartly done by SK. Get Right and Exist, though, aren't too far behind, so they might be able to get maybe a position towards CT Arch or Library, but beyond that, it would be very brave to see them heading through here as the floating gun reappears.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Now Exist is going to try and connect on towards Config. Gets him low, but not low enough. 16 points of health, and he's still kicking. Now Get Right is going to be the one to be challenged.
This could be huge, though. He's in a great position. He does get the tag as well. These guys are fairly low, but he only catches one off. That's Sandon down. Very well, Config and Asilian are actually pretty low here. The 2 rifles are still in the hands of the T side, though, which is the important factor. Bomb is planted, but this could be still possible. Forest being rather frugal with the bullets, let's just say, in that CZ, as you have to be. And 1 bullet should do the job. Forest will deliver that one eventually, and now it's a 2v2. The CT side don't have a kit, but they can make this very expensive if they don't get any more.
I think Asilian's jump has actually just shot himself in the foot now, because they must be aware of his location. But then again, it doesn't look like NiP are willing for it. They have got the AK, so that's most definitely a very, very happy trade they're going to make, and may even take the rifle out of Asilian's hands. Very nice there from NiP, making the best of what they've got, and that's going to be a very, very nice second round. It's not the round win, but it's pretty damn close.
And of course they wanted to keep that head armor as well. That's a really big factor into that one.
Oh, you got the Galil as well. Alu, you minx.
Wow, nicely done, boys. Okay, well, at least they've got 2 guns to work with here, so I'm interested to see how they put these together. Alu and Forest generally do play towards A themselves, and it looks like they can actually retain these weapons, of course, with the head armor, so maybe going to split themselves up towards B, 1A. Gonna have to wait and find out where they go to. No, it's going to be Freiburg and Exist towards B. And Forest and Alu, the 2 with the weapons, hitting up this A site. So maybe lining up that early flash, going to try and pick something up. And we are seeing maybe another floaty gun. Gotta love it. No, the Galil staying firmly in the hands of Alu this time. They have peeked down mid, not seen much. And Alu already heading over towards that B site. Nice prediction play here if SK commit.
Yeah, that is going to be an if, considering Config's got the bomb way over towards alt mid. Now, though, here comes Katie, about to walk straight on into the Freiburg crosshair. Not going to be able to connect the frag just yet, though. So now it comes down to Exist. He's not going to be able to do much more either. The MP7 from Cadian just a little too strong, but Alu, that investment of the Galil, being able to find it off the floor, may be enough to defend this site. Not going to be happening. SCII does take him down, and now all onto the AK and armor of Forest to try and make a dent into this T side. I think he's most definitely looking to do something here, as he does prowl out through Garden. Doesn't look like anything's going to be given to him from SK just yet. And
they already have Cadian and Freeze waiting on Banana.
Freeze.
And Forest's going to get absolutely destroyed by Freeze, and Config's going to find Get Right. So they don't get to keep much, and they don't take much away. Only Sandon going down for SK there, so actually maintaining numbers really well, getting the bomb plants, building up that economy, and, well, keeping it a little bit more difficult for NiP. But this is what I wanted to see, a team who's fully gone in for the standard M4s,
wow,
stock M4s. No silencers coming out for these boys. I can imagine Freiburg's pretty happy with this update. He's gone back to what he knows, and he's going to be fine with that one. But the others are going to have to adjust across, and for the SK side, they get a lot of utility now to work with. They should be able to convert this round.
That's crazy. I mean, that's something you would never have seen pre-patch. I mean, look at that. It feels odd to my eyes to see those 5 M4 A4s. Forest fluffs his smoke. Instead, he's just going to be making that bedroom a little smoky, one way or the other. As it does look like SK have got the bomb towards the apartments area. They are going to be trying to whittle away NiP's numbers towards A, but there's plenty of time on the clock, and Navi showed us yesterday just how you can play that time on the T side.
T side suddenly be working it down.
There is definitely a barrel light. Oh my
God.
Go.
It's like we're in Hogwarts. If only this was Cobble.
This is mad.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, SK are going to be making their play straight up mid. A quick flash and a smoke towards that CT arch side will come through, but Forest up on that mini balcony area. Going to be peering across in a great position as well. Going to have that vertical advantage to really work with and Exist on the ground too. So this is going to be very hard if SK go towards quad side. Alu's just waiting patiently by CT arch. He's going to be a linchpin here. You can see the shoulder peek coming out, the flash to follow. Smokes in place. Good work from Alu, slowing them down here. Going to allow Forest to regain control, and actually going to start going around the backside here as well. And here we go. Get Right comes in. The King of Spray not going to have his opportunity, though, to really come into his own. But SK falling by the wayside here, just down towards Config. He's stuck in by quad. The bombs by CT Arch. And, well, if NiP keep walking at him like this, it might be possible. Still a good bit of utility to work with. 10 seconds, though. They're both in there. They're both by CT Arch. He could have done something with it, but no. Exist shuts him down. That's 3 kills.
That ragdoll as well. Getting stretched around here on Inferno. It's going to be, though, the first round on the board for the Ninjas, as that one does go their way. Config actually had a chance to really... If he'd had a bit more time, if he had a little bit of extra time, things could have gone very differently, though. As it's going to be seeing SK's buy look a little limited. We're going to be seeing the Armor Tech 9 for 2, but it does give them a whole hefty amount of nades. And when you see a whole lot of Molotovs like that, you realize a B hit may very well be on the cards. As people have been, highlighting just how much of a necessity Molotovs have become over on Inferno for either bomb site, really. Checking that corner for you almost.
Great little angle as well for Forrest. They're just on the precipice of the smoke as it dissipates right now. He should be able to get some control here, just using that Mag 7 exactly how you want to be doing it, up close and personal. But as you noted, a lot of mollies there, a lot of utility. SK aren't in a hurry. If they can get all the utility away from NiP, they know it was a fairly expensive round, so they're going to try and work it down, I can imagine. Run the clock to the ground and see what SK go for. Last time we saw the very quick and flash, smoke and flash towards CT Arch, and it is going to allow them to break through. Actually, no one playing actively towards quad. That might ring alarm bells, but it doesn't matter. Exist was waiting. That's 2 through the smoke, just spraying down. Catches Cadian and SCII. Now, Forest knows that maybe quad's going to have a presence there. Spots out Freeze in towards mid, but not had the range, the opportunity to really put that Mag 7 to use.
Yeah, and Exist is just loving all these extra magazines he's allowed to spray through smoke. He's still going to be looking to connect, as it does look like SK have made a little bit of a change to their plans. Freiburg, I think, readying himself for this push. The nade is going to suggest that the smoke does come out, and here comes Sandon and Config. They're strolling onto the side. They have got a good eye on Freiburg. Get Right's there to hold his cross, though, and it does look like he's going to be forced away from that smoke. Going to be 1 before he does go down, and now SK 2v3. The numbers don't favor them, but they have control of the site.
But what's Exist going to do here? That nade just absolutely ravished him, but Exist, he just doesn't see smoke right now. He's an absolute beast. Config goes down, and now FreeStuffed in a 1v3. He's tucked himself into the smoke, though. He knows where the plant is, but it doesn't matter. Exist doesn't care for smoke anymore. That's 4. I just want to see his perspective through that whole round. How many kills did he actually see the player in? But still, he gets the defuse, he gets 4 kills, and keeps NiP in control of that round. It got a little hairy at times there, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just smoke just ceases to exist for Exist, and now we're going to be seeing 2-3. As P90 is going to be picked up by GetRight. Absolutely zero surprises there, as we do know that GetRight has got a real preference for the P90. The most frags by a long way over at Dubai, where we were talking to him, and he said, yeah, you know, games are going okay, but I really need to get more P90 frags, were his exact words. So we'll see where he goes with this one. We saw his crazy 4K yesterday over on Train.
Going straight down?
And he is going on a rampage. Sharding straight down the nades are going to suggest there is someone on the way there, but only one waiting for it.
Then I want to see, look, Exist, this is what I want to see, them actually controlling the map as well, kind of funneling them straight through towards second mid, where Alu and Exist were waiting, allowing now just GetRight to lead through. He's going to check down towards underpass, and he will not get the kill. That'll be taken away from him, but Alu will get it, and now Sandon desperately trying to get towards A. If he can get a bomb plant here, this is actually pretty respectable. Maybe something they wouldn't have expected to be able to have, and there we go. Does get the bomb down. He's not going to get anything else, I can imagine. Maybe a kill at most, but no. So bomb plant comes in, though, for SK, so keeping themselves, even in these rounds, fairly well in check. But then again, you know, that was a real mow down by NiP.
Yeah, I mean, SK picking up the initial 3 rounds off the back of the pistol and then going straight back. NiP return the favour with 3. Problem that we've encountered over on Dust 2 was Config and Cadian not fragging. At least one of those problems has been resolved, as Config residing at the top of the scoreboard with 8 frags, just 6 rounds in.
Yeah, and we're going to see Forest pick up the AWP here instead of Alu. He actually had the front spawn for this one, so it's no real surprise. And on the other side, there's going to be Freeze, called Forest, doing the exact same thing.
For some unknown reason.
Who knows? Maybe just a big fan, you know? But Forest is going to smoke off down mid, going to allow him some control, peek down towards second mid, and just slowly but surely work out the angles here and just keep SK guessing. But there's a 3-man sack as well coming out towards B, Alex. This is very different. Yeah,
NiP keeping things interesting, keeping the T side guessing. That's another factor that, again, Freiburg does manage to force the issue. Sandin went down through smoke again. I think NiP are kind of forgetting that smoke exists. You know? Yeah, that's what's going on. As it does seem like SK have set their sights on A, but nothing's come of it just yet. The CT side full health, other than Freiburg, who took a little bit of a beating from his teammate over on B. And 50 seconds for SK to do something. Here they come. There's going to be a wave of T's, and it looks like GetRight's got the perfect angle. I think they did just catch a glimpse of his foot, but here he's ready and waiting with a P90. Finally, Cadian does end him, but in the meantime, NiP just slaughter SK, line them up, topple them down, and now all onto Config to try and get something out of this round.
Yeah, it's quite repetitive from SK. We've seen that play towards mid several times. The smoke CT arch side, quick flash through, try and make a really instantaneous presence, and Exist is having none of it. We saw him picking up either 2 before, 2 now, and then, okay, GetRight didn't do well, but it doesn't matter. He slowed them down, got the information. Freiburg closes out, and SK, the predictability here just really isn't helping them out, and actually not going in for the AWP. And I think there's an AWP on the ground that they could have picked up, but Alu maybe just fine with what he's got, no need for it right now. And even though he's got the front spawn, I'm surprised Forest is keeping hold of this.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of trying maybe get something a little different, especially because Alu has been hailed as one of those players that really can make, especially T-side Inferno, AWPing work. Moses was kind of really talking to me about that and saying that he is one of those surprising players, plays it very differently to others. That's now, again, look at this aggression. GetRight's just strolling down Banana. No smoke this time. There's 3 players there. That's a little overconfident, potentially. Cadian and Asilian then finding first blood. 3 CTs remain. I think NiP may very well be starting to pay a bit of a price for this aggression, but round's most definitely not over yet. And
they've already stacked it out as well. If SK turn tail and run at this moment, they could have a free shot towards A, but NiP putting all their weight on this Banana. Exist still spraying down to it. Freiburg's going to turn his tail and run. Get back over towards A, just in case they do make a bit of a presence towards it. And it looks like they are going the long way around. They don't know where these players are. That's all that's displaying to me, working through second mid, T-apps. They don't know if NiP pushed down. That's the biggest thing here. Freiburg actually fell back towards site.
And that was NiP's last smoke as well. That's gone, and so SK are going to have a lot of time with a lot of freedom. And they have a whole lot of utility as well to force this push in. Freiburg's going to have, well, he's going to have his plate very full at this point from Pit. 4 players. Rather 3 through apps, 1 through middle are about to come, but Exist creeps and crawls and finds one. It's Freeze now down, and oh, Freiburg, don't you dare, does get one, and NiP, courtesy of Forest, final 2 frags. You can see why they gave him the AWP. You can also see why NiP have got SK's number. Another great read into where the T side was going.
Every single time, they're just playing this so well. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Exist.
And Exist going in for that auto sniper. Why not, I guess? He's got the perfect spawn for it. And they've just been completely corralling SK wherever they want to. They take presence in mid, they make them have to go that long way around, buy them time, allow Forest to come back over towards A, and let's see what Exist can do here, what damage can be done, and they're so scared now, SK. They don't want to go near it. Already, Forest pushing down mid, look at this guy, such confidence, Alu's there with him, Exist gets on with the auto sniper, and this is shooting fish in a barrel. Forest is looking phenomenal at the moment. Sure, SK didn't have the perfect buy, but it doesn't matter, they do that day in, day out. Look at this guy.
They had weapons, they had rifles, they had armor, and that felt like an eco bash. That was insanity. As NiP are going to pick up another one then. 6-3, and that auto sniper is still... I mean, the fact that he has an auto sniper, we also have an AWP in play, and is still sitting on 10 grand. NiP are comfortable for a while.
But let me put it this way, this is what I was scared of seeing, because SK got bullied and broken around Dust 2 earlier on, and now we're going to see Freiburg with the opportunity to go very aggressive down mid. He's going to be having a little bit of cover then, just to get up close and personal with that P90, and look at the rest of NiP straight away there, saying, hey guys, we want to just have a little look at your spawn. We're so excited for the T side, we want to get down there and have a go at ourselves. As SK are just on the pistols, Get Right actually thinking that SK are ahead of where they are. They're still down the bottom here. Exist is going to see him, and it's going to be a wild spray down. Look at this guy. Sandon even taking down SCII, saying, don't worry, buddy, I won't let you have the pain of being taken down by the auto sniper. But it's just a bloodbath. And SK sadly are going to have flashbacks to that first game here. They picked up 3 rounds quite convincingly. And oh, if, you know, in case the P90 wasn't enough, he's upgraded to the Negev.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the new and improved NiP. They buy Negevs, they rush you with their M4s, they are throwing caution to the wind, and nobody seems to have an answer. SK most definitely do not. The only 3 rounds they acquired were with NiP under-geared.
I really want them to go towards Freiburg. They've got to pick in mid. That may ruin my hopes and dreams for Freiburg to go and get, you know, the 5k with the Negev. But they're still actually lining up on Banana. This is the best part. Oh my god, if they go towards him here. I guess it works, you know. If you need more bullets, you've got 150 to go through with that thing. So if he waits this out patiently, this could go well. Alu and Forest, though, are pushed up in towards apps as well. Oh, Cadian, why you got to go and do that?
It's a lot of money lying on the floor there.
That is. I'm curious if they're going to pick it up.
That would be real salt in the wound, but Get Right does throw his molly. That's going to slow down the SK boys, and Forest hits a crazy shot into Sandon. He didn't really deserve that one, but Config in the meantime does finally find the way into B. That's going to be the 1 defender down, and SK are going to have plenty of time to set themselves up, get that bomb down, establish a perimeter. And auto sniper Alu is going to have to just desperately try and take a couple of the numbers down from SK.
Yeah, if he could probably get a few, to be fair. They're still on the site. They're going to have to back off it soon. And wouldn't recommend doing that, Asilian. Walking backwards through smoke. Even with that flash there, it allows Alu time to adjust and spray through the smoke. So Config and Cadian might be able to stay alive in this one if they can quickly slip out through the smoke, and they will do. They'll make it down to Banana, and Forest and Alu now just looking to keep hold of their guns as well.
So that's going to be the first successful round for the SK boys outside of the initial 3, and it took a whole long time. 7 rounds in a row, 7 consecutive rounds for NiP, and of course their money is going to be good for days at this point. You see that I think there was 3 members in the kind of 10k plus margin, so that's pretty insane. Yep, okay, not stopping here. That's an auto sniper. I can see an M249 and a P90. This is an exciting CT half, that's for certain.
I think unique.
Unique. Oh, you, Lauren, you have the vocabulary, you do.
I just,
a unique NiP buy.
Yeah. Okay. I just really want Freiburg to get a kill with this. That's all I care about at the moment. I probably shouldn't just care about this, but at the moment, it would be funny as hell, because SK are kind of just locked in towards Banana at the moment.
Floaty.
Oh, that's a new view. It's like third person and first, all in one. Majestic.
Yeah, well, this is a new view model you won't have seen just yet.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah, for sure. You and you're unique. Anyway, this could be it. friberg is waiting on the other side of the smoke, and
that's a really gross skin as well. I'm not gonna lie.
He hasn't put too much effort into it.
That's Forest. Forest, please upgrade the skins here. You know, you use this gun a lot. It's a vital part of CS:GO these days. And come on, SK, make my day. Just do it. There's a 4-man stack towards A coming out from NiP. It's just friberg being Rambo pretty much.
Is this the calm before the storm?
This is it. They are. He's going to throw the molly down. No! Oh my god, that flash, friberg! Why? Every time, buddy. You've been caught off twice now with a perfect opportunity to use it, but doesn't happen. And SK actually have the sight here. alu, though, through smoke, doesn't really care. And now we are going to see NiP on the retake. I'm finding it hard to take seriously when this is happening, but it's working out. And Get Right tries to make it up towards Banana, doesn't have much luck there. Now Forest, alu, and Exist have to play for this retake. Yeah, maybe potentially a sobering round for NiP. We shall see. But Forest has already found one onto Freeze. Exist so good at the moment with the M4. And just onto Config then, as it looks like SK, despite being gifted this site with a very flashed up friberg, have to work hard. Just one man, he's going to find it. The new blood for the Danes picks up 3 and the round and the AWP as Config is putting it all together and does manage to bring in the second for SK in a row. Yeah, maybe NiP need to calm it down a little
just
bit
had like maybe like 3 M4s, like mix it up.
There we go. They're back to normal.
4 proper rifles. Okay, they made the call.
To be fair, it was actually really unfortunate timing on friberg. He got shot through smoke once when he was holding Banana, and then the second he just got flashed and a little bit caught off guard and in a bit of a poor position. But now it's time for SK to actually work with this. It was unfortunate that NiP get this confident for them, and especially when alu's going to do stuff like this. He's just so confident. Everyone is in NiP. That's the thing. They're just playing this carefree style that's so hard to deal with that even though just 2 rounds back-to-back pretty much, SK have been not necessarily the most dominant, but doing the damage that was required, they're still going to be pushed up like this and Exist holding those apps so close. The bomb isn't here though, so they're just trying to take over, slow them down. SK need to remind NiP to play like a normal team, to slow it down, but Exist doesn't care. He's going to pick up that kill towards Config, and Config was so imperative towards SK before, and SCII looking to take that mantle. Yeah, he knew there'd be a very low health member. Oh man, that's beautiful cover from Forest. Slips through Boiler. He's going to, not going to stop just there. Sanden stops him in his tracks. Now the numbers do favor NiP, but looking to change that does seem to be Freeze, as that flash is going to delay him, but he is training his AWP on the very angle that Get Right is about to push. This is going to be very unfortunate. It should very well be the end for Get Right as he gets hit in the legs. AWP from Freeze, not enough, and now all onto Sanden. 2 members of the 3 are pretty damn low. And he does have access to the bomb, but I think time is going to be the main factor here. Let's see what he does with this, because Exist and Get Right are both so low. They're both... If that molly goes in, if only, but will he expect the second? No way. No. Why would you ever? Oh, this could be good. Exist has to get out there. It's 2 HP. There we go, Sanden. Perfectly done. Let's see what you can bring now. That's 3 kills already. Now it's friberg up against Sanden. Sanden's got to know he's close, and a stunning shot to close it out for Sanden then. Just picking up 4, finally getting SK back close in this game. NiP being reminded that you can't take this too lightly and take it just for granted. And you're seeing SK make the most of that finally. Big round from Sanden. 4 frags, and NiP, I think this is going to be a pretty nasty situation to be left in after starting so strongly. They got 7 rounds back-to-back, and now SK have responded with 3 in a row. Can they find the 4th? It looks like NiP are still not going to be going for the lighter buy. They are still forcing into this one. You can see they have an M4, an AWP, and then a little bit of everything else. This the one with the AWP going to be backing away because he does get forced out courtesy of the Molotov. The T side, they have the advantage in the buy. It's just going to come down to what kind of entrance they can find this time. And they have so much utility to work with. Almost 3 players have a molly to push these guys out of those corners. We saw already it forced to Exist off that peak towards B. Give them a little bit of control. And considering how aggressive NiP have been, SK can use it as almost just a way to check corners without having to peek, without taking the risk. And I think Exist is going to have another chance here. Just waiting it back. It's Sanden and Cadian who's just on Banana. If they push up a little further, just around the corner, he's going to have the chance here. And actually, 3 players now, Banana, make it 4. SK very patiently working their way up here. friberg's got him as well. friberg's in the background. Still got a smoke on him as well. So he can put that into place. Exist is going to adjust. friberg putting down the smoke, and NiP regain some control. But we know they like to flash through this, SK. I wonder if they're going to do it again.
Actually, I think that frag from Exist may have been enough to force SK away. Freeze with the bomb is going to kind of be begging SCII to find an entry on A.
Well, this is good. They've actually dragged Get Right over towards B. And SK are nowhere near. SCII's got a great deal of coverage and map control gathered here, and now SK are going to make their presence known towards its A site, and it's going to be all down to the likes of Forest to try and keep that one in check. And now Alu on the site does work with a 5-7. Can he find another? No, Freeze comes in, tells him, hey, this Tech 9's the one, but time, he's run out of it. It was on 3 seconds at the end. Not enough to get that bomb down, and Get Right even comes in at the end with the UMP. So 1 second out of time then.
NiP making that work, and primarily off the back of Exist. 2 crucial frags. You saw him even take Config down at the end of that one over towards B, just destroying the decoy that was Config. And now we see SK in a pretty dire strait. We saw what NiP could do with a shaky buy, and now we're going to see if SK can return the favor, as they have got the nades necessary. They see the 2 mollies. There's plenty of smokes across the board. In fact, got rocking 4 of them alongside the flashes. And again, this time it's Alu who makes the early impact. He's not stopped here. That's a second. Disappears back through the smoke. Fades to black as 2 are dead already. This could be... Oh, if Config had actually succeeded with his jump, he could... Oh! Forest slaps Sandon with a Mag 7 frag. Now Config and SCII are left. Oh my god, he's got a good read on Config. He's got this as well. He should most definitely hit it. He does. And Forest with 2 with the Mag 7. NiP just keeping things interesting.
This sums up NiP perfectly. Ali pushing down mid, picking up so many kills aggressively, and then Forest as well with the Mag 7. Just sheer aggression, sheer almost crazy play coming out. But that round summed up perfectly what we'd seen from NiP throughout that half.
Alu just like balls to the wall.
Crazy.
Nothing's coming down mid. I don't know where that intel's coming from, but straight peeking ult mid, catching a frag there alongside Forest is just... Okay, good. You're right. That's a prime example of what the new look NiP is playing like. That's their new play style, and of course, you better believe that transfers even nicer into the T side. That's their CT. Never mind what they're going to be doing, given the freedom that T side provides.
Yeah, and this is the thing actually on this map. Easy, you're right.
Okay, just dropping my pen. It's all
smooth. They didn't even see it, I don't think, but you just
just draw attention to it. You're right.
Nailed it. All right, but no, it was the T side that was a little bit of an issue. You know, Freiburg's entry fragging was there, but it was never backed up. This is something that was discussed at Dubai, especially on this map against the likes of Envy, who are renowned for their real prowess on this. It was one of their more favoured maps, and I think NiP actually didn't understand the pick and ban phase and got it a little wrong, and ended up in a best of 3. Right. So that aside, they did end up actually fixing a lot of the issues that were a core problem for NiP, even when they're playing more strategically. But now it's the crazy NiP. But let's see what they can bring. It's 9-6. It's in their favor, but they're on the T side, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm going to say maybe.
Yeah, you probably should stick with that for now. As,
wow, 5-man stack from SK.
Yeah, SK have got a pretty good idea of where NiP might be going, but oh no. Oh, this could be disastrous. Cadian's going to be rotating around, at least he's considering it.
He's just thrown out a smoke, I think.
So if he's done that, that's kind of kept NiP at bay. But this is insane. The numbers game, it is quite literally just keep your eyes on the map. There's nothing else to look at this point. As you can see, NiP are desperately trying to sell this as a B.
What's the thing? SK know they're not a B yet. If they'd worked it out, there'd already be a plant down. So SK are holding their nerve really well here. And they're running that clock so low.
It must be Cadian. Cadian's the one saying, no, stay. I'm the one that can call it if it's a B. I'm kind of working off whatever intel he can draw.
He's going to hit Alu. He's going to rotate, but there's still going to be 4 players here. So this is really smart from Cadian. If he can keep this in check, and he's seen no one cross, he knows they're not going B. Guys, get ready. It's going to be an A play. Just wait it out. Now it's down to the brute force of NiP. Can they win the 1v1s? Can they win the exchanges? Already, Freeze kicks things off with a bang.
Unfortunately, Exist does trying to get some sort of redeeming feature out of this one. It does actually tag up Config down to 8 as well, and Alu has got his eyes trained on his location. Fortunately, Sandon is there to babysit SCII's fragging as well, and the read is too damn good from SK. They invested so much time, so much perseverance into holding that A stack, and it does net them a much-needed pistol.
Really nice read then. Even holding the nerve, Cadian then not over-rotating towards B, just sending, pretty much on his own, just going over, checking, okay, I heard someone stepping up Banana, let me fall back, check it out. There was no smoke on the cross, there was nothing there. He saw no one push towards the site. 4 players stayed stacked towards that A, and it worked out brilliantly. However, we're seeing the investment coming out from NiP, so the Tech 9, the head armor, 2 smokes as well. Exist and Get Right with those. I want to see how they utilize this.
Yeah, where do they choose to go? I mean, this could be pretty tough for NiP to find anything, assuming SK don't give them any opening picks, and it doesn't look like they are. They're going to be backing away, kind of playing the site, which is exactly what you need to do. As you can see, he's going for the Akimbo FAMAS there.
It's a new one.
Yeah,
new
one.
Upgrade.
It was actually in the patch notes. You know, the kind of fine print is that you can now dual wield FAMAS. But let's see where T-side chooses to go for here. SCII and Config are the ones standing vigilant on B. They're not going to be moving a muscle until the call is made by Cadian, who most definitely has become a bit of a puppet master. Alu pressuring. The aforementioned Cadian does pick up that frag, but I think he knows that Alu was the straggler at B on the full A play, so they can put 2 and 2 together. SCII and Config are on the way. It just finds the one before backing away. Unfortunately, Config is there to just pick up the rest. Well, at least he certainly should be with the M4.
Yeah, they should be able to get past this, and well, this will at least take down one, but SCII's going to pick it up with the SMG, save the M4 as well. And we are all good in the hood here. As NiP, what, 9-8 now. SK bringing it back and doing what they need to. And I'm actually really impressed with SK so far. I hope to see more from this this sort of play from them. And I don't want them to get flustered by NiP at this point, because we know NiP can play, but you know, when it does boil down, when SK is starting to deal with them well and they keep their utility high, and NiP can't really pull off these sort of plays, it's going to be harder for NiP to kind of play that disrespectful, or I say disrespectful, it's not, but it's more the aggressive style. So hopefully for SK they've kind of tamed the beast for now, but then again, NiP, of course, only on the pistols, almost completely clean, just exists with a P250.
So, Sandon is just straight up staring at balcony entrance. It's going to be presenting itself just yet, but I think he's got a good read on it. Freeze is probably making the call that I can hear a whole lot of footsteps over in apps. Double smoke in the middle. They want to try and keep the T-side locked out for as long as they possibly can, and I think unless something happens at B, it most definitely will end up over towards Cadian.
Can we just watch Forest for a second, please? He's just having a great time just shooting the roof for a while.
Oh yeah, you can see he's done a nice little drawing up there.
Yeah.
And it costs him his life. Cadian gets the frag on to exist as well, and NiP, I mean, well, the best they could have got was a bomb plant, maybe a couple of frags, and not even that's going to be coming. I think the only real achievement there, oh, there it is again. The double FAMAS, but...
Yep, the Akimbo FAMAS.
Yeah, very stylish.
Really nice. It's nice to see Call of Duty working its way into CSGO. Oh, and why not talk about SMGs while we're at it, if we're on the Call of Duty topic. Just 3 kills for Freeze. Yeah. Nicely done. Actually, 4 kills overall for him, so actually making a great deal of money there for his side. So he's going to build up his economy, and I think we need to start taking this game a lot more seriously. Almost in my mind, I need to refresh myself here, because SK are doing well. This is the big gun round coming in, though, that could break the back a little, but NiP do not have that much of a big amount of utility to work with, just the bare minimum, really. The smokes, the flashes are there, and of course, get right with the P90. Why wouldn't he have a P90? And on the other side of things, SK not with the ideal purchase, a P90 as well for Sandon, so really a unique meta we're seeing currently.
Yeah, absolutely, and...
Oh.
An important round. I'm just going to start ignoring it now. It's just happening too often. Get Right does get the opening frag onto Sandon, though, and that's going to be a positive start for NiP, something they haven't been having as of late. But the frags just keep on coming. Now it's a 3v2. Well, this is a real change of pace for what we saw in the past.
And Get Right's already out on the site. He knows it's pretty much clear, but Cadian's actually behind them. He's played this well. He might be able to catch off someone here. Forest did just drop down towards second mid. He's working his way back around. These guys are just wrapping around each other. Alu needs to get that bomb down and quickly and safe from apps. That's the important factor. Okay, Cadian's just seen Get Right. Bomb's gone down. He focuses on the bomb plant. He whiffs the shot. Alu gets it down, and now Config 1v3. He knows the positions of at least 2, but it doesn't matter. Alu's there, and they had to hit that shot to make it work. And sadly for SK, they just don't do it.
So far, the initial 3 did go the way of SK. That will be NiP's first of the second half, and that does put them into double digits. They're 9-10 the score, as the AWP is going to be put into the hands of Cadian for the first time in this game. We saw Freeze picking it up beforehand, and even Sandon at one point, but no, it's going to be Cadian who gives it a go over on the CT side.
Yeah, and actually taking it around towards
well,
quad
the
side, I guess.
Things,
yeah,
yep.
It's unique little route he's taking. Of course, Freeze will get there first, but he's going to be peeking from the other side, so not going for the cross, playing it fairly safe. And Config will be flashed down banana, sent backpacking, and actually NiP take over control there. So SCII and Config will be pushed back a little towards that side, but nothing too drastic. They can still play from it. They've still got a lot of utility with them. They've got all those smokes there, so it's absolutely fine for them. They can still wait it out a little more. And with Forest going down so early, it's going to be a lot harder for NiP to work this one out. But let's see if this holds true. Last time, we've always seen issues with Freiburg getting these entries, but not getting the follow-up, not getting the support. Let's see if he does now. Here we go. Freiburg does take down Config. SCII's locked out, and now NiP have the site. Really good work from NiP there.
Yeah, they're just going to be given this site then as SK just back it on up. Ascillion and Cadian, they're going to be the first on the scene. And oh, Ascillion gets friberg low, not low enough, just catches ankles on the retreat. So 3 members for NiP still standing. Exist is the one holding the back. The main body of the defense is going to be Alu and GetRight, as they're going to be pushed from either direction. SK, they're going to use their numbers to their advantage here, but time starting to get a little close.
No more flashes, no more anything to be thrown by NiP, but it's going to be Alu with the first. He does get down Cadian, but he spots out 2 as well. Information aplenty. GetRight, what can you do with that P90? Goes in for the spray, doesn't get anything. Free shuts him down, but look how low Sandon is. Look how low these boys are. They're going in for the spray. Where's the time? I need to see how much time is left on this bomb. There isn't much, and there we go. NiP has it. Just enough time, but and all the players for SK get taken down, and Sandon's going to be swimming with the fish.
11-9 then. As SK did, I felt like that was theirs to pick up there, but NiP just prevailing, keeping time on their side. I think that was a wise move. Alu even kind of getting away with peeking. I mean, you think when you're playing the clock, you have to play the tighter angles, but Alu gathering enough information to bring that one home. Now though, where do SK choose to plant their pistols? I'd expect some form of stack, and it is going to be happening, quite reminiscent of what we saw them do over on A during the pistol, as we do see 4 this time over on towards B.
But this time, Forrest and GetRight are being really noisy. Caden's going to know that there's at least one here. GetRight's going to get a lot of information. There's no one challenging at CT Arch. And I think he's going to know, all right, they've got to stack out B. There's no 2 ways about this, unless they're maybe in pit. I don't know. I can imagine the bomb... Why? Oh, okay. Bomb's going to B. That's unique.
Read, or they just want the frags?
They might just not care at this point. There's P250s. It's a little dangerous, though. And GetRight is going to pop flash his way through. Just goes ahead of the flash. They're going to actually take down Freeze off the back of it. But they've got to be a little cautious. And you're seeing why. Conflict's going to find GetRight. They're getting a little low here. But Ascillion now last man alive. And I think they know roughly where he may be.
We had another one through the smoke. Surprised it's not Exist, considering his earlier smoke fragging capacity, as NiP do get both the bomb down and the round on the board then, as it does come to 9-12. And this is where SK have to start getting a little extra nervous. Some of their faults that we did kind of highlight in that TSM game earlier on this evening have been kind of fixed and resolved to an extent. Cadian's fragging, as is Config. They are looking to have a little bit more of a better feel surrounding their Inferno play, but the current shape of NiP is kind of throwing a spanner into the works for them sometimes. You can see Freeze isn't going to be connecting that shot despite being given the opportunity to do so. And now, again with the Akimbo M4, readying for that very CQB battle in B.
Smoke again going down. More time bought. Config really choosing to stick this close is quite dangerous, but the flash just doesn't get him. That's going to be Exist going down. And now keeps control of Banana. Great little bit of prediction play. Understanding where that bullet kind of, the tracer fire was coming from. friberg will be shut down. And now it's GetRight, Forrest, and Alu left standing. They haven't got a great deal done, and that bomb is still in spawn.
So then, the 3 members of NiP are going to be... I think they're going to be well and truly aware of the numbers game. It's going to be just a 3-2 split for the CTs, and they're going to basically make a decision of where they want to hit. I think Alu's on the hunt. He's actually going to be given a little bit of freedom, but that molly forces him straight on back. He was given the choice. Do you want to go for this fight, or do you want to keep this one going? 37 seconds, then it's... Oh, hello, Forrest. Finds one. That's Config now down and out, and it forces Cadian into a tight spot, as he's going to be trying to rotate to keep Ascillion and his team afloat on a very crucial round for SK. Alu, oh, he gets the most beautiful frag onto Ascillion, just baiting him out, not managing to hit the frag. And now 3v3, and Cadian, he needs to hit this shot.
Yeah, he's got to do it now, and he whiffs it. That means it's time to run the hell away for him, and he might just be trying to save these weapons, but Forrest isn't allowing that. He's going to be the gatekeeper here, just saying, not sure about you guys getting away, but at least Freeze will deny him, catching the others, and oh, they just about make it out of there. Cadian very low on HP. It looks like they will be at least able to save that for now. But GetRight also on the hunt as well, straight away down. He might be able to catch him on the other side of things if they play predictably. Yeah,
they are on towards the site, and not sure how much GetRight's hunt is going to net him. Nope, nothing. Just going to back away from that and go for a random pre-fire. That just put 13 then on for NiP, and that was a crucial round for SK. They needed that one, as things are going to get very tight now in terms of money and in terms of rounds that they can kind of mess up.
Well, it's all getting a little close here. They're going for a bit of a here and there purchase. Config, yeah. getting a little more than the others, but Mag 7 with Sandon, one smoke, no head armor, nothing too much to be lost there, of course, up against the AK, but still, not a great deal to work with. And NiP kind of know this. They're going to go aggressive. Already losing out on that AWP in the hands of Cadian is a massive loss. And, well, NiP just looking aggressive. They're looking to punish this. Friberg, throwing caution to the wind, walks in, gets the first, gets the second, and that's B almost in their control. Bearing in mind, Forest last time absolutely decimated Config. It's Exist to do it this time around. And now 4 players alive for NiP against the mere 2 of SK. Yeah,
this is another NiP round, and I mean, unless Sandon does some kind of crazy Mag 7 sniping from one side to the other, it's just going to be a case of trying to keep those weapons afloat. Quite literally, I guess, with these recent bugs, but now
features.
Excuse me. Forest then takes down Sandon, so that Mag 7's not going to be seeing the light of day. I don't think they're stopping just there. Aloe and Forest are about to pincer in towards Freeze.
I don't know if they heard the footstep then as well. He just jumped.
This is, I mean, this is such a minor things at the moment, but NiP are willing to make it as difficult for SK to find anything as possible. It is going to happen. Forest finds Freeze, punishing him for stealing his name. And that's going to be 15 then for NiP.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 14.
Maths is hard, don't worry.
I mean, it changed so quickly. Yeah. My poor brain couldn't handle it.
It happens to the best of us. But still, SK, once again, just going to try and buy into this one with whatever they can do. Really far from perfect. And Gerard's got the Zeus, so I'm hoping to see maybe a little feature of that one. No, uses it in spawn.
That was actually a point we didn't mention when we were talking about the patch in the pre-show, is that it is back to the birthday price.
The $100. I don't think it's going to be utilised too much, if I'm honest. And
I don't know.
The Molly's put down mid, so just to deny SK any early peek there, and Alu's going to work off the back of that, knowing they've got the aggressive angle already, as Freeze getting tagged up so badly in those apps. NiP already have a great start, and they don't even know it yet.
It's actually a very good point, and I mean, the fact that it's going to be Sandon who goes down first is really kind of the sign of bad things to come for them. Freeze heavily tagged up, isn't going to get flashed up, but I'm pretty sure Forest is hunting for him. He's got his name. 3 points of health, does finally find his head through the wall, and SCII does manage to get something back for his team, clawing something, a fraction back for SK, but Alu's quick to remind them who the boss is.
Great little flash, though, from SCII, and then regaining some control of this map. And bearing in mind, Alu's the one with the bomb. He's actually still going through apps, so maybe Friberg trying to help him out here if he can get around to it. SCII already predicting this, but there we go. Friberg should get the shot off. He does, and that is the site in their control. Config, sadly, is locked out of this one, and that bomb is going to go down for free.
An all too familiar story then for SK. They are, you know, they're hitting these shots every time we see them kind of, there are glimmers of real solid individual plays. I was about to say team play, which most definitely is not the case. And this looks like it could be another loss on the board for the Danes.
Yeah, it should be. It should be on to match point for NiP after this round. Config going to try and hold on to this as much as possible. No one's really hunting. Bear in mind, Friberg's got 9 HP, Alu's got 1. It's just Exist who's got the opportunity to have a little look around, but he's got the AWP too, so doesn't want to lose out on too much, even though they are going to be put themselves on towards match point. Alu and Friberg will make it out of there, retaining those weapons, and Exist creeping his way towards that B site. Not going to find Config. He'll be able to keep that M4. And here we go. SK, it's time to see what you got. You've got to turn up now. You've got to stop NiP doing this, because these guys are doing what they want. They're going for the aggressive peaks. They're denying any sort of early presence from SK, but I just don't know if they've got the power to do it.
I mean, yeah, it's been 6 in a row for NiP after the initial 3 from SK. On this second side here, this is all down to this. No head arm across the board, not a helmet in sight for them, which won't be costing them too much, considering, of course, the AKs for NiP. Now, Config, he's been using this angle quite a lot. He likes to be right up in the thick of it, as he is just going to be waiting, lying in wait for the NiP team to flood towards B. SK, I don't think are going to be willing to overextend. I mean, it's such a contrast to what NiP were doing on their CT side. They'd already be like in T-spawn at this point. Yeah. As here comes the execute, I think Config is readying himself for what could be a bit of a bloodbath. That's going to be at least one provided by SCII as well, helping him out, but it doesn't look like they're done just yet. No, they've actually really got some good control on Banana. This is pretty much turning his head for NiP. They're not going to have the best of times now. They're down to 3 players, and they don't really have a great deal of presence anywhere. Alu does have some control towards those T-apps, but it's not enough to really convert it into this round just yet. Let's see if he can get something done here. Sandon holding a really nice angle. Just going to make it very hard work for Alu to sneak up, and still Exist and Get Right going to be looking for an opportunity towards B here. But with 40 seconds left, options are very limited. Yeah, options are starting to deplete for the Swedes. SCII looking to pick up his second frag of the game. Of course, did assist in configs as well, and it's going to come down to what they can do on towards A. Caden is the one to be tested. He has the freedom to just back away into the side, but he is going to go for the challenge. Alu punishes that decision, and now it's 4v3.
But that bomb doesn't know where it's going just yet, but they're going to have to make the play towards A. Time is of the essence. 10 seconds left. Alu finds Sandon. And now one man left on the side. It's Freeze. Can he buy the time? 8 seconds. Oh, perfect one towards 1. 5 seconds left. He's just about going to get the bomb down in time, I believe. Just with 1 second left. But look at the HP of NiP. It's down to nothing. Config and SCII should be able to do this here.
I mean, they should, unless Exist holds the perfect angle, predicting SCII's presence on quad. There is a second man there. It's going to be Config. 39 points of health to work with. The newbie can do nothing to stave NiP off, and our final scoreline will be 69, as NiP are still undefeated so far in our Pro League. I mean, it doesn't mean too much with that being their second win, but they are starting as they mean to go on.
Hey, it's, you know, we saw NiP before at the very end of the season, really dependent on other people's results in the first go of things in the Pro League.
Very good point.
So, you know, if they're picking up good results now, it's not a bad way to go forward. It'll get them in a good position towards the later part of these games. And, you know, they haven't played the toughest opponents on the toughest maps, in my opinion, just yet. I think maybe Envy is certainly someone that was a really good takedown, but outside of that, you know, SK is someone they should be beating. But this NiP style is... It's different. You can't really hard counter that.
It made it difficult to cast seriously. Like, good God, these buys, these plays, very, very unique to NiP at this point. A couple of, as I mentioned before, a couple of kind of glimmers of what Fnatic do in their no respect kind of style, that when they fall away from their strategies into this kind of, we are better than you and we're going to show you why kind of style.
Yeah, I think the main thing was, though, that at least SK made NiP have to respect them a little more than we saw from TSM, because TSM were just literally in their face the whole way through that first game for them. But at least there was a couple of moments from SK where they were able to, you know, make it play more standardized. After that, there was a couple of Negev rounds with the crazy auto sniper coming out here and there. There was about 2 rounds back to back where we saw SK picking them up and actually working out on that B side, even though it was a little bit of bad timing, I guess, for Freiburg, you could say, you could argue. But still, you know, it made them respect them, play a little normally, but then NiP still are NiP. That's a big thing. You still got players like Forest having a great game. Exist had a very good game as well. So when those players are still playing well, it's going to be very hard for anyone to defeat them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have had a good chance to see what SK are capable of just at the start of the season. Maybe I'm almost kind of going to compare them to the Penta at the start of...
That's harsh.
To the start of the first season Pro League, where they were the new additions, they were the new roster. Of course, you saw that kind of German mix-up almost, and they looked very weak. By the end of things, Penta kind of didn't find too much more improvements. Mouse, on the other hand, did. Yep. So SK, the battle for survival continues for them. We've seen them against Na'Vi yesterday, we saw them against TSM, and we saw them just now up against NiP. So they most definitely had an abundance of challenges, and so far not so good for them. But they are picking up rounds, they are picking up frags, and maybe more to come for the Danes. For now, though, we are going to take a break. When we're back, we'll be bringing you our third game of the evening. This one should be a cracker. This is the one you described as the most unpredictable. Yeah,
I think this is one it should go one way, but I think there's an option that it could still be very close.
Absolutely. So when we're back, it will be Hellraisers and Mouse. We'll be right back after this.